This one's for all the household project managers out there. You got underlings to keep updated? We've got screens. So let's run through some of the key features to consider when buying a digital Hey, wait, don't touch that! Digital family calendars have gotten a big boost lately. At this point, you could buy one from a Costco. Now look, it is another screen in the house, but these calendars have purpose. The best I've seen of having project management and efficiency tools you may use for work, but translated for the home. But figuring out the right one is key because, let's be honest, these calendars can be investments in both time and money. And as tech-focused people, we often forget that the barrier to entry in adopting new tech is actually quite high. Your kids, spouse, or even yourself may have a lower tolerance level for just powering through a messy UI or frustrating syncing process. These should make our lives easier, right? Right? So before you commit your whole house to an experiment, let's go over some key factors to consider when buying a digital family calendar. The first thing to be aware of is ecosystems. It's an age-old debate, and it matters here a lot. Now, I am an Android phone user, a MacBook Pro for work person, and a Windows laptop gamer. So I am pretty agnostic when it comes to these ecosystems, but because of that, the less I have to think about a new OS, the better. Now you might say, Numi, we're talking calendars. Isn't calling a calendar an operating system a bit much? And I say, okay, maybe I am being dramatic, but these devices are genuinely asking you to learn a new UI that will aggregate info from the other systems you already have in place. Some require phone apps that will link to existing Google or iCal calendars, while others can actually operate as a complete Android system by itself. So between calendars, that's a big difference in learning curves, especially if you're used to one modality over the other. For instance, I have been playing with this particular model, and full disclosure, this video was made possible by Cozyla, and they provided this Cozyla Calendar Plus Go for me to test with. But as I dove deep into it, I realized that since this runs on Android 13, I can ignore the proprietary app entirely and just use this as another Google machine. No learning the ins and outs of another program or phone app needed. I can just download from the Google Play Store itself. But that's because as a CNET producer, I'm comfortable with troubleshooting tech outside of its parameters and working with Android systems. If you just want your handheld, that flexibility might actually feel overwhelming. So before you buy one of these calendars for your fam, you really have to pay attention to your comfort levels and what system you currently use. At the end of the day, we all just want tech that works for us. So let's talk the elephant in the room: cost. Digital family calendars can run the gamut from $150 on the cheaper side all the way up to $1,100 and more. Why the spread? Screen size for sure. This one is a 32-inch screen, which I will admit is a bit big, but more on that later. But the biggest thing to look out for is whether it's a one-time cost versus that dreaded subscription sneak. Because the thing about a digital calendar that is going to truly set it apart from, say, your iPad are things like creating reward systems to encourage good habit and chore tracking, AI assistance for meal planning, or grocery list making. Things that turn it from a static tool to a more robust lived-with assistant. And some companies will package these features into a subscription service. Sure, that may mean longer app support and development, but it is still one more subscription to track for your already overloaded family. Now, does not having a subscription automatically brick these units? For the most part, no. You can pay once and still have it be a super efficient machine, but you will just have a very basic device. When you choose between models, you'll face that classic problem of paying less now but locking into ongoing fees, or paying more upfront for a full-fledged experience that you may not even take full advantage of. For instance, I tried the AI meal planning sidekick and it's just not for me. I'm probably going to stick to YouTube recipes. So finally, the last big thing I would consider is how this will fit in your home. This Cozyla calendar on wheels is quite nice. They also have wall mount versions, but with the wheeled base, I can place it anywhere, roll it around as I need it. It's kind of fun to take it on the go, but if it's not in a stationary place, does that affect habit forming for the whole family? So consider the day-to-day traffic in your house. Do you need something consistent and in a well-used area? Or is this something that needs to be mobile or placed discreetly on the countertop as needed? There are so many options and styles to choose from to satisfy aesthetics and, perhaps more importantly, physical connection and use. Also, I said I'd come back to it, but we have to admit that this screen is huge. And for a touchscreen that for most of the time I am interacting with it has to be at least an arm's length from my face, it's a bit much. I would definitely consider not getting too greedy when it comes to picking screen size. Save that for the TVs. But tell me more about your house. Would something like this make sense? Or have we just committed ourselves to a very fancy kitchen tablet? Oh, I gotta go.